The Bible is full of stories. It tells us about faith, love, and God. But did you know that women play a big part in these stories? We often hear about the men in the Bible. However, women were there too, making a difference. This essay will uncover the stories of these amazing women. We will learn about their roles in early Christianity. Many are surprised to learn about female apostles. They thought only men held this role. But the Bible tells us otherwise. Women were leaders, teachers, and followers of Jesus. They helped spread his message and build the early church. Their stories challenge us to rethink what we know about the Bible and the roles of women in faith. This journey will focus on three incredible women: Mary Magdalene, Junia, and Phoebe. Each played a vital role in Jesus' ministry and the early Christian movement. By understanding their stories, we can better appreciate the diversity and inclusivity of the early church. So let's begin our exploration and discover the inspiring stories of these often overlooked figures. By shining a light on their lives and contributions, we can gain a deeper understanding of the Bible and its message of equality and love. As we dive deeper, if you're enjoying this video so far, like it and subscribe to our channel. Before we delve into the New Testament, it's important to recognize the significant roles women played in the Old Testament. These women were not simply background characters. They were strong, courageous, and instrumental in shaping the history of Israel. One such woman is Sarah, the wife of Abraham. She is revered as the mother of the Jewish people. Her unwavering faith in God, even in the face of adversity, is a testament to her strength. Then there's Rebekah, Isaac's wife, known for her wisdom and influence in her family. Another powerful figure is Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife. Her story is one of love, loss, and motherhood. We also have Esther, the brave queen who risked her life to save her people from persecution. These women, and many others in the Old Testament, demonstrate that women have always been vital to faith and leadership. Their stories laid the groundwork for the significant roles women would continue to play in the New Testament and the early Christian church. The arrival of Jesus ushered in a new era of faith. His teachings emphasized love, forgiveness, and equality. Women were drawn to his message and became devoted followers. They played an active role in his ministry, traveling with him, learning from him, and supporting his work. The Gospels, which tell the story of Jesus' life, are filled with examples of women who were integral to his ministry. Women like Mary, the mother of Jesus, who showed unwavering faith and courage. We see Mary Magdalene, a devoted follower who became a prominent figure in the early church. There's Joanna, the wife of Herod's steward, who provided for Jesus and his disciples, and Susanna, another woman mentioned among those who supported Jesus financially. These women, and many others, challenged societal norms by taking on public roles in Jesus' ministry. Their involvement wasn't limited to financial support either. They actively participated in spreading Jesus' message, demonstrating that in Christ there is no distinction between male and female, only faithful followers. Why are there not more people talking about Mary Magdalene's pivotal role in the resurrection story? Mary Magdalene stands out as one of the most well-known women in the New Testament. She was a devoted follower of Jesus, present at his crucifixion and burial. But her most significant role came after his death. The Gospels tell us that Mary Magdalene was the first person to see the risen Christ. This encounter transformed her from a grieving follower into a bold proclaimer of the resurrection. She became the primary witness to the most pivotal event in Christian history. Imagine the scene. Mary Magdalene, heartbroken and grieving, goes to Jesus' tomb. She finds the tomb empty and is met by angels who tell her that Jesus has risen. Then she sees Jesus himself. Her despair turns to joy, her grief to overwhelming hope. This encounter with the risen Christ solidified Mary Magdalene's place in Christian tradition. She wasn't just a follower, she became a leader, tasked with sharing the good news of Jesus' resurrection with the other disciples. Her story highlights the profound impact women had on the early church. While Mary Magdalene's story is well known, other women in the early church haven't received the same recognition. One such woman is Junia, mentioned by the Apostle Paul in his letter to the Romans. Paul writes, "Greet Andronicus and Junia, my fellow Jews who have been in prison with me. They are outstanding among the apostles, and they were in Christ before I was. This verse reveals the high esteem in which Paul held Junia. The fact that Paul calls Junia an apostle is significant. This title is usually associated with the 12 male disciples chosen by Jesus. Yet here we see Paul recognizing a woman as an apostle, highlighting the inclusive nature of leadership in the early church. Junia's story, though brief, challenges the traditional view of apostleship. It shows that women were not excluded from leadership roles and that their contributions were valued and celebrated. Her story serves as a powerful reminder of the diverse leadership within early Christianity. Another remarkable woman mentioned by Paul is Phoebe. In his letter to the Romans, Paul commends Phoebe for her dedication to the church in Century. He writes, "I commend to you our sister Phoebe, a deacon of the church in Century. Receive her in the Lord in a way worthy of his people and give her any help she may need." Phoebe's character and role in the early church are clear. Paul identifies her as a deacon, suggesting leadership and responsibility. Phoebe's story shows women were active participants in early church life. The stories of Mary Magdalene, Junia, and Phoebe invite us to re-examine our understanding of women's roles in the Bible and early Christianity. These women were not passive bystanders, they were active participants in Jesus' ministry and the growth of the early church. Their stories challenge traditional interpretations that limit women's roles in faith communities. They remind us that the early church was more diverse and inclusive than often portrayed. Women were leaders, teachers, missionaries, and apostles, contributing significantly to the spread of the Christian message. By recognizing and celebrating the contributions of these women, we gain a more accurate and complete picture of the early Christian movement. We see a community where women were valued for their gifts, talents, and leadership, a community that embraced the radical message of equality found in Jesus' teachings. The stories of these women also inspire us to continue the conversation about gender roles in faith communities today. They challenge us to break down barriers and create spaces where everyone, regardless of gender, can fully participate and contribute their gifts to the life of the church. The legacy of the female apostles extends far beyond the pages of the Bible. Their stories continue to inspire and challenge us today, reminding us of the power of faith, courage, and dedication. They serve as role models for women and men alike, demonstrating that leadership and service in the church are not limited by gender. As we reflect on their lives, we are called to embrace the diversity of gifts present within our communities and to empower all people to share those gifts for the betterment of the church and the world. The stories of these remarkable women remind us that the Christian message is one of inclusion, equality, and love, a message that transcends time and culture. May their stories continue to inspire us to live out our faith with courage, compassion, and unwavering commitment to building a more just and loving world for all. If you found this video useful, please share your experiences in the comments below and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't go just yet though, watch the next video on your screen.